Hello there, tank commanders of the Blitz universe. Is MajorDangle coming to you from USD1 today, and I just wanted to make my own video about the Smasher. Now, I know there's a ton of videos out there from many different content creators talking about this tank and how overpowered it is. And you know what? I completely agree. This tank is completely overpowered. We can look at the stats here quick and how I have the tank equipped. It comes with 1,500 hit points. The turret armor is 150 millimeters in the front, 120 millimeters on the side, and 70 millimeters on the rear. The hull armor is 120 millimeters on the front, 75 millimeters on the side, and 70 millimeters on the rear. Now, this isn't the most armored tank. A lot of tier 7s will be able to penetrate you, no problem. And most tier 8s will be able to penetrate you, no problem in battle. But you still should be able to get a few troll bounces here or there. Now, the gun on this tank, this is what makes the tank overpowered. You have 2,300 damage per minute with a reload time of 16.3 seconds. Now, this is a pretty long reload, but it's not too bad. You have great average penetration values. For armor piercing rounds, you have 151 millimeters of average penetration. For heat rounds, 283 millimeters. And for high explosive rounds, 92 millimeters of average penetration. The average damage for armor piercing rounds is 640 hit points. For heat rounds, 545 hit points. And for high explosive, an amazing 960 hit points. Now, this is a heavy tank. It's not super fast, but it's not slow either. You have a top speed of 35 kilometers an hour forward and 12 in reverse with an average speed of 26 kilometers per hour. Now, there is a few reasons I wanted to make a video about the Smasher today. And one is I haven't played it in quite a while, and I like to take out all my tanks in the garage from tier 10 all the way down to tier 4. I like to take them out every once in a while, do a battle or two, see how well I do. And there's so many great tanks in this game. I'm not just going to stay in tier 10 like some players do. But anyways, I decided to take the Smasher out today for a battle or two, and I ended up with a 13 game in a row win streak with the Smasher. Now, I had to restart the game. It is not showing all 13 games that I won in a row with the Smasher, but I assure you there was 13 games in a row. All normal battles, almost all the battles I was top 1 or 2 on the team. And as you can see, it's still showing 8 of the battles in a row that I won. Then we got a loss, and then we had 5 more battles in a row that were wins. This shows that you can take an average player like myself, put them in the Smasher, and if you know how to position your tank and how to use your ammos, you can become an amazing player with just the Smasher tank. It'll take a bad player, make them a good player. It'll take a good player, make them a better player, and so on. So moving on, the other reason why I wanted to make a video about this tank today is because it is currently available with this flea market event that's out right now. You can get the Smasher or the Annihilator through this event. Unfortunately, you cannot get these tanks for free. You will have to spend money to get either of these tanks or for both of the tanks. If we click the info right here, you can see you have to buy the can openers from the store. You have to use the can openers to open the metal barrels that drop containers, vehicles, legendary camos, certificates, free XP, unique avatars, and even a chance for the new tier 7 rammer tank. Each of these metal barrels contains gold, trading cards, metal buttons, and crowbar charms guaranteed. So we can go to the store here, and you can see you can buy these can openers in 3 different bundles. You can buy 1 can opener for $3.49, 5 can openers for $15.99, or 10 of them for $29.99. Now, all these bundles come with the Season 3 tank currency, these little screens. You don't get a lot of them for these bundles. I'm not going to spend any of my money on these bundles just because I already have the Annihilator and the Smasher, and I'm not too worried about getting the new rammer tank. But if you want any of these tanks, you will have to buy these bundles. So if we click on this barrel here, you can see that you can actually get all kinds of different tanks. A bunch of tier 10 tanks, tier 9 tanks, tier 8 tanks, and the new tier 7 rammer tank. And if we click the info here, you can see the drop chances for all these tanks, and most of them are 0.18% drop chance. That is not a great drop chance. But if we move down to the bottom here, you'll see that the new tier 7 rammer tank is a 1% drop chance. So that's actually pretty good. I've seen quite a few of them in battle already. I know a few of my USD clan mates have already unlocked this tank. I've heard it's not the greatest tank anyways, but if you want any of these tanks, you will have to buy the can openers for this barrel here. And as you can see, the Smasher will cost 200 of these cards. The Annihilator will cost 300 of these cards. I don't know why the Annihilator is more expensive than the Smasher. I actually like the Smasher better out of the two. I think they're both equally overpowered. Uh, but if I had to choose, I would take the Smasher over the Annihilator. I don't know how much money you're going to have to spend to get the enough cards to buy either of these tanks. I'm sure it's not going to be super cheap, but if you want an overpowered tank in your garage, I would highly recommend one of the two, Annihilator or Smasher. So I tried to make a video a little bit ago and my screen recording software glitched out on me. So I'm just going to show you the replay of the video that I just tried to make here. And we're on Yamato Harbor. The enemy team has the Gravedigger, the Smasher, T-44, T-23E3, Blasteroid, KV-2, and VK-2801. Our team has an E10, a Gravedigger, a Leo, my Smasher, an Explorer, and a KV-2, and a Rover Lunar X, rather. So neither team is super great tanks, but we'll see what we can do here. We're going to make our way over to heavy side here. And one thing you should know, if you have the Annihilator or Smasher, most of the time you will be down tiered in battle. You will be playing tier 8s most of the time with these two tanks. But that should be fine. Most of these tanks, or both of these tanks, do really well against higher tier enemy tanks. So we got the Gravedigger poking out right there. We get a nice 581 juicer shot into him. And we take 184 from him. So we're going to back up and reload a little bit. Do a little side scraping. Hopefully get a shot off into the enemy Smasher. And we get a nice 601 shot into him. Unfortunately, we get a shot from the enemy Smasher for 629. But that's all right. We're going to just reload here. And we're going to hopefully get a nice shot into the KV-2. And we do for 562 damage. He hits us and breaks our tank. Tracks, but bounces us, does no damage. So we're going to back up again. Hopefully get a nice finishing shot into the enemy Smasher. And there we go. Nice 399 finishing shot into the enemy Smasher. Now this KV-2 is YOLOing, making a very bad decision coming over that little ramp there, and we get a nice clearing shot for 234 on the enemy KV-2. The enemy team is already down 4 tanks. We are down 2 tanks. We get the rear of the Gravedigger here, and we get a nice clearing shot into him for 413 damage. So there's 2 tanks left on the enemy team. We got the Blasteroid and the T-23E3. So we're going to make our way over here. We still have about a little under half of our health. Hopefully we'll get a nice shot into this T-23. But it looks like the Rover Lunar finishes them off for us. So now we got the Blasteroid left. over here chilling in this tank destroyer position. We aim in a shot, and unfortunately, we missed that shot. Either the sandbag stopped our bullet or whatever, RNG. But, anyways, put on the adrenaline reload boost, and we will get a nice finishing shot into the enemy blasteroid to finish the game. So we come out with a nice 4 kills and a nice victory. And it's taking forever to load here. So we get a nice 3,100 damage out, 4 kills, second class mastery badge. You know, easy 6,500 credits. Top on the team, top on both teams. Not too bad. I hope this video showcased a little bit on how good the Smasher is, even in the hands of an average player like myself. This this tank is very good. If you want an overpowered tank in your garage, I would recommend you either go for the Smasher or the Annihilator through this event that's going on, this flea market event. Uh, I hope I covered most things about this tank. Again, there's been so many videos about this tank. There's not a lot to be said that already hasn't been said. If I missed anything, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.